an actor who hangs off a 1,200-foot steep cliff without a body double, who rides a motorcycle off a 4,000-foot-high mountain and jumps straight into a valley, who, without a harness and without support, dangles from the door of a flying airplane. And the limit goes even further when he jumps out of a plane flying at 25,000 feet, all for his film. Friends, I'm talking about Hollywood's biggest action star, Tom Cruise, who isn't afraid to face death just to give his audience a real-life action experience. It's been 45 years for Tom in Hollywood, yet when you look at the collection of his movies, it feels like his golden era still hasn't ended. But do you know? Despite earning a massive 1 trillion rupees 1 lakh crore box office collection, Tom Cruise's childhood was filled with poverty, trauma, and the violence of an alcoholic father. He even struggled with stammering while speaking, and he had absolutely no connection to the film industry. So how did this scared, timid, and sick child defeat failure itself and become the world's biggest superstar? Today, we'll uncover Tom Cruise's struggle story, one that will make you believe that the word impossible simply doesn't exist. But before that, please make sure to hit the like button on this video. On July 3, 1962, Tom Cruise was born in New York, USA. His mother was a teacher, and his father an electrical engineer. But he could never hold on to a job for long. Because of this, the family was always under financial stress. Things got so bad that the relationship between Tom's parents turned into daily fights, and this toxic environment left a deep impact on young Tom's innocent mind. From childhood, he began speaking less, and because of this, Tom slowly began to stutter. And soon after, he was diagnosed with dyslexia, a condition where a person struggles to read and pronounce words properly. At school, kids used to make fun of him, and even teachers started calling him mentally unstable and ignored him. One teacher even went so far as to say, "Send him to a special kids' school." What's he even doing here? On top of that, every 6 to 8 months, because of his father's new jobs, Tom had to change schools. By the time he was 14, he had already changed 15 schools. Meanwhile, his father, frustrated with his own failures, took out all his anger on Tom. He would often beat him without reason, hurl abuses, and mentally torture him. Stuttering, mockery, poverty, and his father's constant torture, Tom quietly endured it all. But his mother wanted to pull her son out of this painful environment. And one day, she finally gathered the courage, divorced his father, and moved to a new city with Tom. Now, the responsibility of the family rested on her fragile shoulders. To support, Tom started working small jobs after school, mowing lawns, delivering newspapers, and selling greeting cards. Because of all the torture he suffered in childhood, Tom's self-confidence was shattered. He started visiting church regularly for prayers, and during this phase, he even dreamed of becoming a Catholic priest. But little did he know that God had completely different plans for him. One day, Tom went with a friend to join the school's theater group. Even there, people mocked him, saying, "A boy who can't even speak properly. How will he ever act?" But Tom didn't give up. Every day, he stood in front of the mirror. He would stand in front of the mirror for hours, practicing his speech. To control his stutter, he tried delivering dialogues in different ways. He didn't even have the money to join acting classes, so he learned by simply watching other kids perform. One day, he finally got the chance to perform in a school theater show. And when Tom delivered his lines, he did it so flawlessly that it seemed as if he had never struggled with stuttering at all. The audience sitting in front erupted with applause, and for the very first time in his life, Tom felt a sense of peace, the very peace he had once searched for in the path of becoming a priest. It was at that moment Tom dreamed, "One day, I will become Hollywood's biggest actor." But there was a massive gap between dreams and reality, and to cover that journey, Tom set out all alone. At just 18 years old, Tom left his home and moved to New York. But he had neither money nor any industry connections. In the afternoons, he would go for auditions, and at night, he worked as a bartender. For the next 1.5 years, he was rejected at every single audition. But Tom never gave up. Finally, in 1981, he landed a small role in the film Endless Love. After that, he auditioned for the movie Taps. At that time, Tom desperately needed work because he had just been fired from his waiter job. Luckily, the makers loved his audition and cast him as a military cadet. From then on, Tom started getting all kinds of roles. Small roles, big roles, supporting roles. But deep down, he was waiting for that one big break. And 2 years later, he got it. With the movie Risky Business. Playing the role of a teenager, Tom's comic timing and confidence won over the audience completely. But the real explosion happened. In 1986, when the film Top Gun was released, Tom played the role of a fighter jet pilot. For this, Tom actually flew U.S. Navy fighter jets, sat inside the cockpit, gave real-time reactions, and performed all the stunts himself. Now you might say, what's the big deal about sitting in a fighter jet with an experienced pilot? But let me tell you, while flying a fighter jet, the pilot experiences extreme G-force. Because of this, Tom even fainted multiple times during shooting. But still, he gave his 100%. And when Top Gun hit theaters in 1986, it left a massive impact on pop culture. Youngsters, inspired by Tom, started dreaming of becoming fighter pilots. U.S. Navy recruitment numbers skyrocketed. Even the sunglasses that Tom wore in the film became so popular that sales went through the roof, forcing the company to announce out of stock. Some people even bought them in black markets at double the price. This way, Top Gun turned Tom Cruise into Hollywood's ultimate action hero. From 1990 to 1996, 5 of Tom's films were released, and each one grossed more than $100 million at the box office. And then came the year 1996, when Tom Cruise once again rewrote history in his career, with the launch of the Mission: Impossible film franchise. In this film, he played the role of Ethan Hunt, a secret agent whose every mission was a matter of life and death. Tom was so passionate about this character that he told his team, "If I want the audience to feel the real thrill of Ethan Hunt's missions, then in real life too, I must become Ethan Hunt. That means I will perform all my stunts myself," and he did exactly that. For the past 30 years, this franchise has been running strong, with 8 films released, and with each new movie, Tom's level of action has reached new, unimaginable heights, and it kept rising. Whether it was hanging and running on the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, or jumping straight out of a plane flying at 25,000 feet, Tom kept pushing the limits of action. That's how passionate Tom is about his work. Just take this example. In Mission Impossible: Fallout, there's a scene where Tom sprints and jumps from one building to another. During the stunt, he smashes into the side of the building, almost falls down, and ends up breaking his ankle. But even in that unbearable pain, this man stood back up, limped a few steps, and then started running again, completing the scene. Later, when doctors examined him, they told him to take 3 months of bed rest. But the shot was so natural and powerful that the director kept it in the movie, and the film became a blockbuster. Now think about it. A man who rose from poverty to earn wealth, fame, and respect, whose films, the moment they release, bring a storm of audiences to the box office. A man who can spend unlimited budgets and hire dozens of stunt doubles for himself. And yet, even at 60 years old, he risks his own life to perform action scenes. A man who has broken most of the bones in his body in the name of passion. Just imagine the lessons we can learn from such a person, how far they can take our own lives. That's why now I'm going to share with you Tom Cruise's life-changing speech. So fasten your seatbelts, because your heart is about to race and your skin will be covered with goosebumps. Tom says, "Do you know that every dream you see is possible? But the road to it will never be easy. You will fall. You will get tired. People will mock you. But remember, until you give up, no one can ever defeat you." I was an ordinary man too, but I never doubted myself. When everyone said, "You can't do it," I told myself, "Watch me. I will be the one to prove it." That's the difference between an ordinary person and a champion. Every morning when you wake up, you have 2 choices. Either chase your dreams or keep making excuses. In this world, nothing is impossible. If you have fire, passion, and the courage to fight for your dreams, it doesn't matter where you are or how you are. What matters is your spirit, your hard work, and your confidence. If you have the strength to walk alone, one day the entire world will walk behind you. Remember, there is no shortcut to hard work. Those who dedicate day and night to their dreams are the ones who make history. So from today, from this very moment, make a promise to yourself that you will never give up, never stop, and every single day you will move closer to your dreams, because true victory doesn't happen in the battlefield. It happens in the mind and in the heart. And when you grow bigger than your fears, the whole world will listen to your story. So rise, study, fight, and become the person you always wanted to be, because this is your life, and you are its hero. From my experience, I can tell you, every human being carries a spark inside. The only difference is that some people fuel that spark, while others let it die because of society's words, the fear of judgment, and their own insecurities. But you must decide. Which side are you on? Life is like a film, and if you want to be its hero, you have to take action. No one else will change your life. There is no magic. Magic doesn't just happen. Magic happens when you work on yourself every single day, when you stand back up even after failing, when you scream from within, "Yes, I can do it." The world cannot stop you until you decide to stop yourself. The truth is, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to work with a true heart. Every failure, every rejection is simply a step toward the destination where you want to go. People laugh at you today, but one day, those same people will clap for you. All you need to do is never stop. And I believe that you will succeed. So friends, this was the story of a legend who crushed poverty, trauma, stuttering, rejection, and fear under his feet, and embraced success. I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, then please like it, share it, and support us. Also, tell us in the comments which legend story you'd like to hear in our next video, and how would you feel if we created a series about the richest person in every country of the world? For more such life-changing videos, don't forget to subscribe to TV and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you.